Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Ashes of the Singularity. Alright, so I've got an idea here. I'm going to show you guys what I did in single player to figure out exactly what the AI is doing that makes them so good, even on normal AI. So what we're going to do is we're going to create, it's going to be a 2-on-1, and we're going to be on the same team as the PHC, and we're going to be with a normal AI versus a normal AI, but we're not going to build anything. We're just going to see what the AI does. Now, I've already done this, and I know what they're going to do, but I want to kind of explain it as we go. Interestingly, the other AI will kind of like leave us alone because we're not a threat. This is so important. I didn't realize how significant this was, but every AI does this. They don't build on their metal extractors at the beginning of the game. They also don't start building a factory right away. They send their engineer to another base, and then they build a factory there. And while they're building the factory, they're capturing another node. This is so freaking huge. You end up with this other metal deposit super early, and because you take it so quickly, you can actually see it's trying to spawn a creep right there. You take it before the first creep spawns, which means that there's one less base for you to actually conquer, while having actually having enemies. So you just instantaneously, or well, not instantaneously, but very, very early on, you're getting this extra bit of metal. Now, interestingly, he builds a second engineer, but he doesn't actually do anything with it right away. I'm guessing that what the AI does is they keep close track of their metal per second, and if they don't have enough metal per second coming in or enough metal in storage, they just don't do anything. I've actually been able to beat the normal AI very easily now because I've adopted this strategy, and I do it a little bit better. Instead of waiting, you just immediately get started on that metal extractor, because obviously the sooner you get it, the better. Now, the other thing that's very interesting is this Hermes, it's called a weak radar scout frigate, which is kind of misleading to me. I thought that it was like supposed to be used as just a scout frigate. You know, it's got radar and it's going to scout for you. But the AI uses these as infantry, basically. It makes tons of them. It makes squads of 4 to 8 of them. And it actually conquers. And the thing that makes a lot of sense about this is that these things are super freaking fast. And they do garbage DPS. They do like 3 DPS, I think, at the beginning of the game, but that's actually enough to take on these creeps, who only do 1 DPS. The creeps have a little bit of HP, but you may have actually noticed the AI actually has a bug in it, I think. It will send its army to the first node with the first guy, but notice how this guy's just sitting here? He's like the leader of this army, but he's not actually participating in the fight, which is kind of stupid. He should be fighting from the very beginning, instead of just showing up and getting shot at. But, so yeah, he's got a little squad of 4 Hermes. He's going to conquer this radar's base. He's already starting to form up a second squad of 4, and he's going to start conquering with those. Now, let's see. One of the things that I noticed that I really dislike, and I actually posted on the forums about this because I wanted to see if maybe there's a good explanation for it. The AI will create armies and rally, you can actually see reinforcements for 1 requested, right? You shouldn't be able to do this. This is just a frigate-based army. As a player, you can't do this. You cannot reinforce to a frigate-based army. You need to have a cruiser or a dreadnought. Like, it has to be a bigger class of ship before you're allowed to use this like reinforcement interface. And it really annoys me that the AI can do it and we can't. Also, you'll notice that they can create an army. See how this is a Hermes army with 7 reinforcements requested? They created an army from a single unit. You actually, as a player, you have to have 2 units before you can create an army. What does this functionally do? Not a huge amount, but what it bugs me, the reason why it bugs me is primarily this reinforcement system, and then also the fact that the AI, well, as the AI, they don't really have to deal with the fact that they have control group problems. But my biggest issue with control groups is usually that I am creating an army. When you create an army and the unit is, like, there's a unit in the army that's stronger than the previous leader, then it does weird stuff with your control groups, and I don't like it. So you can see here again, they are still just going with Hermes. They've got 3 Hermes over here. This is actually the enemy doing the same thing. It's all PHC, so they've got Hermes versus Hermes. Excuse me. He's still making these squads of Hermes, and they're still quite effective. AI is also pretty diligent about putting a smarty system in almost every base. They're going for, they've got 2 factories now. These engineers are just sitting around. I don't really know why. He could have them assisting in the production of the 2 factories. He's got another engineer just sitting over here. It looks like he's focusing on trying to get this extra metal deposit. That might be what's holding him up. But anyway, just some of those opening moves I find to be very, very interesting. And they radically change the way that you can play the game. So, with that in mind, let's do this. I'm going to surrender. We'll start a new game. And we'll just do a one-on-one. And let's see how we do. Now, one thing I've also started doing is I play with map terrain exposed, because this, I feel like if you're playing against the AI, they know they know where everything is, and so we should know where everything is too. It just makes sense to me. So yeah, we're going to queue up an engineer, and we're going to immediately head to this metal base over here. We will get a factory started, like here. And again, I can demonstrate some of that stuff, like how I can't create control groups with a single unit. You know, this button is grayed out. You can't do it with this. You can queue up units already in a building that is not complete yet. So we'll do basically the same opening move there. We'll go with a lot of freaking Hermes. This actually keeps your metal use pretty good.
Not enough metal.
I do run out of metal here because I, did that. But again, I got these 2 structures out before the AI did. So we're actually, I think, going to have a slight advantage in metal overall, even though we're slowing up the production of our first couple Hermes. It's not by much. There's the first creep there, causing some problems. Shooting at our engineer. Not very nice of him. Now again, I can't create an army, but that would be so useful. Again, we're going to take advantage of the fact that our first Hermes is actually going to engage this army, as these creeps, even though the other army AI doesn't do that. Okay, you are ready to head up here now as well. We'll now take these 2 Hermes, we'll control group 1, make them into a army. And again, see how I can't click construction. I can't pull up the construction menu with a frigate, but the AI can. Just quite strange. Okay, we're now getting way too much metal. Let's go ahead and get a second factory going. Okay, there's our first squad of 4 Hermes. 4 definitely seems to be a good number. We'll hang out until we actually have this thing done. Let's get started on the radioactive upgrades. Now we could go for the Trinium. I think we're going to go for that 4 spot of metal up there. We're doing kind of okay on metal for the moment. Okay, control group 1, go take that node. Control group 2 has 2 of these guys. Let's go after these radioactives over here. Let's get you assisting on this, and we're just going to make another 20 Hermes. Like, they're so freaking good when you build them in mass quantities. These radioactives are done. Let's head you up here. And there he is. He's actually doing the same thing. So we're going to want to reinforce a bit up that way. And what I can do is I can take control group 1 and then just V, and these guys are going to go add to that other group. 1, click V. And they'll go join that battle up there. So we're making lots of Hermes. In fact, one thing I could even do is just say repeat Q, just non-stop make Hermes. We're also going to upgrade our combat weapon damage.
Quantum upgrade installed.
If we have any inactive engineers, which we don't, we're gaining metal, we're gaining radioactives. We want to do something about that, I think. This engineer is helping out with repairs, so we're going to win this node. Let's go ahead and spend some more of this metal. We're going to get another factory going. Get those Hermes to go join that group. Group 2 was too weak to take this on, actually, because I started to reinforce up there. But we've won up here. Let's go ahead and queue up a few Smarty Systems. I've also started to... I put the Smarty Systems in a line, generally, and closer to the enemy instead of being right on the base. Works out quite a bit better. Let's go ahead and go up there. Okay, we will add all of these guys to that group. Head over there. Like, we practically don't need to make anything other than these darn frigates. We could go with a few brutes now. We'll add a couple medics. Our radioactives is still too high. Go ahead and get a third engineer. Metal is draining very quickly because metal is, when you build engineers take just a ton of metal. 400 metal. It's a lot.
Not enough metal.
But we're so high on radioactives that I feel like it's somewhat justifiable. Let's spend some radioactives on a quantum relay. Look at all these Hermes. Okay, then the other thing we could spend some resources on is we could go for a bit of the next class of ship, which we, again, don't necessarily need. Ah, shoot, I'm gonna lose an engineer. Because he got lazy. That's a big mistake. Losing engineers, no good. Now they actually, you can hear that that's a smarty system. You want to stay away from that thing. Finish conquering that radioactive deposit. Let's head up and connect to here. We'll join them up there. We're actually having some issues here. These are brutes. He's got more Hermes. That is a medic. He's got Hermes. That is an archer, that unit there. Losing that engineer was kind of silly. Let's go ahead and get some Artemis. We'll just finish conquering this thing, and then we will go after that one, and then we will go after that one. Okay, group 1 is... it's okay, but he's got a few more medics than we do. And again, this is so annoying to me that I can't use the, reinforce yet. I feel like it'd make a big difference if it could. He's actually contesting this really well because he's got the brutes and the medics. I've pretty much just got nothing but Artemis. Or, Hermes. But now, again, if I add this cruiser class ship to the army, now Control Group 1's just dead. And now everyone's going to rally back to this guy. And now we're all going to move at his movement speed, unfortunately. So there is, some argument to be made for keeping armies, not just one big army, if you add... if you can, a small army of pure Hermes is actually much faster than if you pair them up with a cruiser, which I think kind of makes sense, but once you're done with that, you're going to head up to here, and then you're going to head up to here, and then you're going to head up to here, here. If I had gotten the Smarty systems up, we'd be looking fine. We're going to want some Zeus to take care of his archers and the guys that he made. There are no real air units. We'll create one anyway. Let's start making a third control group. And now we actually have this reinforcement interface, which I wish that we had a lot earlier. He's trying to go for this resource here. We've cut him off, though. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like we're doing okay. This squad is doing just fine on its own. Has no healers, but it's 2,000 HP worth of Hermes. We're going to want to cut off those resources up there. Again, really, really drained on metal at the moment. I think we're going to send this engineer over here to upgrade some of these. some guys coming over there from over there. Not a lot. They made it look like there was a lot more here than there really was. Let's hang back over here then.
Need more logistics.
Alright, we are at the logistics cap. Let's get some more.
Upgrade installed.
These guys are doing a great job. We're going to want to build a... What is it called? Not a weapons lab. We need a power regulator. Unlocks amplify orbital ability. Need a power regulator. Okay, control group 2 is the far away one. Control group 3. Let's just add all of you guys that are still hanging out here to group 4. Go after the quantum stuff. The Terinium, excuse me. Control group 2, how you doing? Still holding out just fine. 3's a bit weak. And metal's finally coming back in. Once we get this thing here, power regulator, now we're going to have access to support abilities. So once we get a little bit of quanta, we can do an amplifier. An amplifier has its output further permanently boosted with a quantum link to your nexus. You must first build an amplifier on a controlled power generator. So we've been having issues primarily with metal. Let's grab this engineer, and we're going to go to this metal deposit over here. We're going to create an amplifier. Going to take our resources up quite a bit. And something weird just happened where now I can't select control group 3. In fact, I can't select. Yep, control group 3 is just boned. There's still some weird bugs that happen with this stuff. Like, there is a control group 3, but I wasn't allowed to select it. So strange. Okay, there are some over here. I think we'll actually finish that one, double back. And try to take care of this area over here.
We have captured a generator.
This is on normal AI, by the way, so, you know, a little bit more challenging than before, but compared to how much more challenging I thought they were originally, it's not much.
Quantum upgrade installed.
Add those to control group 1. Control group 1 can get some reinforcements. And I just accidentally combined 2 armies. Control group 1 and control group 3 because this guy was part of control group 3 due to the reinforcement system. Awesome. So control group 1 just got a whole lot bigger. I guess we'll just go with that for now. Now here's the thing that I've also learned. Pressing into Smarties is a really bad idea with frigates. We got this huge swarm of frigates, which are great at like holding territory, but that Smartie system right there does a ton of DPS, and it is not easy to kill. So what we're gonna do is just queue up a whole bunch of Artemis. Right now we've got, oh, I don't want to queue up. No, I don't want to queue up that many Hermes. I meant to queue up Artemis. We need more Artemis, long range stuff. Let's also get some more stuff going on. We'll get an amplifier here, and here. Control group 2 is still dealing with creeps. We've lost control of this thing though, which makes this one disconnected, so...
We have captured a generator.
Capturing that thing doesn't really do much for us. So at this point, we're winning by a ton because we've got map control. I just wish that the control groups would stop being so stupid. We've also got the Terinium, which of course makes sense and is good. We're going to try to come back over here, take some of his radioactives. And then we're just going to kind of position ourselves here, waiting for these Artemis to show up. That is the amplifier. So now instead of getting 4 metal, we get 6 metal, which is great. And we also have this ability to do a amplify. It takes 50 quanta. We need to make some more quanta collectors. We're Force going up that way. Big old control group 1 is down here. Let's add these guys to control group 1. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I think that we want to get one of these, another engineer helping out on the armory here. Yeah, he's trying. He's actually trying to hold this area. These guys have a pretty good range, so we should see these Artemis start to fire. Any particular reason, Artemis, why you're not firing? You've got radar, I know you can see it. There they go.
Insufficient radioactive.
Let's get you helping out on that factory up there. Let's get you building another cruiser class construction area. So yeah, we can do amplify now. So we're low on radioactives. Let's go ahead and amplify. Oh, I just did a sensor sweep. Crap.
We need more logistics.
That's not what I meant to do. We need another amplifier on the radioactives before we can do the amplify. And they are kind of being pesky over here. They've killed my control group 2. We can still cut them off. They're not getting any resources from over here. They are contesting... No, they're not contesting this, but we're disconnected. If we get a few more...
Quantum upgrade installed.
Alright. Still see some smarties in there. Let's go ahead and push in, but you'll see most of these little guys are gonna die pretty darn quick. And we're wasting a lot of metal right now.
Quantum upgrade installed.
But I think that we've pretty reasonably got this one in the bag. This is just flashing, letting us know we're disconnected. Let's see. You guys are all doing nothing. Let's combine you. Ah, crap. Did it again. There we go. Change leaders. They've really got to work this issue out. All these Artemises are doing a pretty good job. I never did queue up any aircraft. We could get a few Hades. Some bombers. Now, one thing I want to do probably in the next episode is I want to play as the other faction. Right now we're playing as the PHC, the Post-Human Coalition. The other faction is, I think, better in a lot of ways. The primary difference between the two factions that I've seen, aside from all their units being different and stuff, is that the other faction only has like one main production building that produces its frigates, its cruisers, and its aircraft, which seems overpowered to me. Have all three, like the adaptability that you can have. That'd be like playing StarCraft and saying, okay, from now on all your barracks can make tanks and aircraft. Like you're talking about being able to change your economy, change what you build on a dime. It's nuts. We have 6 inactive engineers. That's okay. We have way too much metal, 45 metal. We should be queuing up, I don't know, more of these guys, more of these guys. Getting an assist engineer on each of those. And finally, we can use this amplify and radioactives. So you go there, amplify, and so right now, this is giving us 6 radioactives, and we get 8 radioactives. It's not a huge boost, but hey, it's some. Notice how the Smarty defense system here is still sniping off units. We're losing max HP on this army. But that's a lot of freaking Hermes, isn't it? So, hey, there's our bombers that just shown up. They've actually got some anti-air, which is very strong again as well. I definitely could have done a lot better if, in the mid-game, I hadn't lost control of this node.
We have captured
But
the generator.
anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode, I think we'll try out the other faction and just, do some comparison there. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon.